It's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. And I thought when I was getting ready this morning, I thought I'd have a little chat with you while I'm putting my makeup on. So it's not a tutorial as such, it's just a little chat while I'm getting ready. So here we go. Okay, so I'm starting today with the stick foundation, but what I'll do is I'll list everything below so that you know exactly what I'm using. I've only just started trying stick foundations, but I do quite like them. I like the convenience of them, I must admit. I like the convenience because it goes on quite easily. I find they're better with the brush. Although, you know, I'm looking down, guys, because I've got my mirror just below the camera. I do love my beauty blenders, you know I do. But I find with the stick foundations, I think they're better with a brush. Goes on nice and evenly. This is a Primark one. I quite like their PS range. Anyway. What I wanted to talk to you, a few things. I thought we'd have a little chat while I was putting my makeup on. And the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was our feeling about ageing. You know, I always believe that if you can do something, you know, about something can be done, and it's a concern of yours, and you can afford it, then do it. You do what you can afford to do. I've got nothing against people who want to do any sort of procedure. If you want to go under the knife and it's going to make you feel better and it's not harming anyone, you do what you see right. But what concerns me is people who can't go under the knife, either for medical reasons or financial reasons. This is the razor Brightener. Either for medical reasons or financial reasons. And there's no way you can do that. What do you do? You obviously do everything you possibly can to take care of yourself, to make the most of yourself. But you can't do the ultimate, which for things like massive eye bags, really you need a little bit of help. I certainly do anyway. I mean, I've got them a lot better than they were. Heck of a lot better than they were. But they still could do with a little bit of help. I can't afford that. So that's either going to make my life a misery, because I am, like all of you I know, I am someone that wants to look her best, tries to do the very best she can and look the best she can, you know. And it's a hobby and a passion, you know that I've said it 1,000 times. Okay, I had to stop the film because I dropped my powder. This is those ones that I showed you. You know the little Avon, the little balls. Don't push down on them, guys, because if you push down, all the little balls go up there. I do like this though, because you can put it under the eyes. I'm very pleased with this, guys. I can go right under the eyes, and it doesn't cake, and it doesn't cake during the day, and it just keeps my makeup that nicely bit sealed. only go down the centre really, and a little bit over my eyelids. Yeah, I was saying, if you can't do that, and you're doing everything you possibly can to look after yourself, and you're not doing anything like to make them self-afflicted, to make whatever damage you've done, and we all did it. We all sat out with baby oil when we were young, at our age anyway, people my age. So we didn't know any better then, so we can't turn the clock back and tell ourselves then we shouldn't be doing that. So a lot of us has got damage through that. But any further damage we get now, when we've got the knowledge, we know what we should be doing, well, that's self-inflicted. If I want to go out and don't put a sunscreen on and sit in the sun and get, you know, and I become red and dry-skinned, and that's my own doing, isn't it? Because I know now that I shouldn't be doing that. But as far as, you know, what you can't afford, what do you do? Now, I could constantly look at my eye bags in the mirror and say, oh, if only I had the money, if only I had the money. Which actually will just make them worse, because I'm just going to be screwing my face up, worrying about it, and I can't do anything about it. I haven't got the finances to do anything about it. This is the Exposed palette by The Face of London. It's a dupe, you can see that. So I can't do anything about it because I don't have the money. So I intend always to be the very best I can and do the best I can with what I've got, and not overly worry about anything else. Because whatever happens, it is what it is. Yeah, I look at things, I've said to you before, because of the budget that I'm on, and because that's why I made my channel, you know that. I look at things sometimes, of course I do, I'm only human, you know, and I think, oh, if only I could have that, you know, I would love to have that. Find the right colour for the socket. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time, guys, because normally I do a little bit, don't I? And then I stop when I'm doing a tutorial. But then I'm not gabbing all the way through like I am in this one. Yeah, so I try not to worry. I try not to think, oh, if only, you know, if only. It's not a case of not, you know, wanting to spend. It's I haven't got it to spend it. And I always look for alternatives. I always look for something that I can do that I can afford. And it's not going to maybe not be as good. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. You are only paying for the name. And, you know, you look at things. Of course I do. I'd love to use some of these makes and try some of these things. But I can't. So I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm going to use what I can use. I'm going to do what I can with my eye bags, because I can't do anything else, because I can't afford to do anything else, so get on with it. I know I don't know if I sound hard. I don't want to sound hard, because I'm not. I'm really a softie. It's just, if we concentrate, I think the media's done a lot to us as well. If we concentrate on, oh, look at this, I need this, I must have this lifted, I must have that lifted, I need my brows lifted, I need my... If that's what we concentrate on constantly, it's going to sort of, will affect us mentally, it will affect me mentally, and not be good for your health. Because we all want to look our best. I can't say, oh, beauty's only skin deep, you know, makeup's not needed, and all those sort of things, because I'm a person that loves makeup, you know that. But I don't want to concentrate all the time. I don't want to look in the mirror constantly. Oh my Lord, look at that. Oh, look at this. I don't want to be doing that all the time, you know, because I really do think a nice smile, you know, a friendly word, good heart, I think they all add to beauty. I really do think they add to beauty. And if you're scowling and you're down because you can't afford just a darker one in the palette, guys. I'm just doing my normal out of V colour. I'm not actually sort of saying what I'm doing exactly because it's just a chat. I just thought, well, I wanted to have a chat and I thought we could do it while I was getting ready. Children going to school outside. Huh. But, yeah, I just... I never want to tell anyone else what to think or how they should feel or anything like that, but I just think it's a shame that, you know, we can waste, I don't say waste time, yeah, waste time, I guess, to me, to, you know, just constantly worrying about it. And I mean, the media has done a lot. It's certainly damaged a lot for the young people, I know that. The expectations of what you're supposed to look like. You know, I've seen both my daughters worry about what they look like and the, you know, expectations, so forth. A little bit of that light colour. And, oh, I'm fat, and they're not fat either, but they've always got that, you know, comparison. And I think it's a shame when you see that, really, because I say to half of them, you know, a load of these photos are photoshopped anyway, and, oh no, we should look like that, we should look like that. You know, I mean, they're getting older now, they're married with families of their own, and a lot of that is gone now, you know. But when they were growing up, it was quite a lot, you know, when they were growing up that they used to worry about. Take this one here and put a little bit on the middle of the lid there. I'm just doing everyday makeup, nothing special. So, yeah, I suppose that's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, really, was, you know, make the most of what you've got and don't concentrate on the negative, concentrate on the positive, you know, because everybody's got something good about them. And if you can't afford things, you can't afford to have these things done, or you can't afford certain products, you know, okay, it would be nice. I'm not saying it would be nice if I come into money tomorrow. Goodness knows I'll be up the department stores and empty them. But, you know, I get along and I don't know, just how I feel. I'm trying to help other people to see that, you know, that just make the most of what you've got and don't stress over every line and every wrinkle and everything that's made us who we are, and our past mistakes when we didn't know any better and we sat in the sun, and you know that we've got it now, we've done that, and it's no good dwelling if only I'd known, or if I look at me now, and it just gives you worry that it's just not necessary. Okay, end of lecture 1. Lecture 2 is still on the theme of negativity. I'm just going under my eyes, guys. we're still on the theme of negativity. And about comments and things that, negative comments. How do you feel about negative comments? Now, both about leaving them and receiving them if you're a content creator. I'm very, very fortunate I don't get a lot. I don't get a lot of negative comments. But sometimes you have to look, I think, you have to look at the person that's leaving. I'm not talking about good criticism, constructional criticism. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about advice, because I bring that on. I want that. I'm no specialist. No, but I'm no specialist, and if you see something you think could improve in me, you go ahead, please give me the advice. You know I always take your advice. And I'm not talking about that, because that should be between friends. That's exactly how it should be. I'm talking about negative, derogatory criticism that I know some of our ladies get. And I've mentioned it before, I think some years ago, I've only been on it 2 years, some while ago, that there's a lady on here, there's many, but one that comes to my mind, and I love her, I think she's lovely, and so does everybody that I know, but she gets hateful criticism. You see, that's not criticism, that's not coming in, it's not constructive, it's not even criticism, it's just hatefulness, you know. People that will come on and say the most horrible things. Is it trolls they're called, I think? That come in and say the most horrible things. Now, we can't control them people, guys. We can't stop them being who they are. All we can do is feel sorry for them for who they are, Primer. We can only feel sorry for them for who they are. Because I think to myself, imagine having a mind that you've got to look at a lovely lady, and the one that's in my mind is a lovely lady, and right, I'm going to just say something horrible and nasty, and I'm going to try and hurt her as much as I can. You've got to feel sorry for a mind like that, haven't you? For someone that could be that way. I mean, imagine putting your head on your pillow of a night and thinking, I'm going to be as horrible as I can to... You know, it's... Why? But we can't stop them. There will always be people like that in the world. There will always be nastiness in the world. The only thing we can stop is our response. How we respond to that. Now, my response to anything like that is just delete, block, and that's it. I don't get into confrontations. I certainly don't explain myself to anybody. And I think, you know, these people that tend to want to do this, I think they look for sensitivity. I think they look for hurt. They look for something that, oh, that person looks a little bit hurt. Let's home in. I honestly do. I honestly think that that's how their mind works. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Okay, it's a matte blush. It's just, you know, it's my favourite pink one. I'll list it below what it is. I don't understand that mentality at all. But case of letting them win, don't let them win. That just sounds, because people like that could never win, could they? Because purely for who they are, they could never win. But what they're saying is coming from someone's viewpoint that must be very, very hurt, or very, you know, emotionally down in their life to have to do that to someone else. To pull someone down that's done nothing to you, that pull someone down that's only tried to help you as much as they can. There's got to be something wrong somewhere. So I don't know. I don't understand these people at all. I don't want to understand them. I just, you know, want to reassure, as you know, as many of my friends as I can, that it doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they think, because we've got such a lovely following on here. We've got such lovely friends, and it's such a nice community, that to let, you know, people like that burst your bubble, I just think it's such a shame. It's such a shame. And I'm not just going by the, and this is Rimmel, I'm not just going by the mature community, but the mature beauty community. I'm going by YouTube as a whole, because, you know, I follow other content creators, and they're not all beauty related. And it happens they're the same. There's attacks the same. Might be on a different level, or a different subject. Obviously with the beauty community, they know that's our thing, that's our passion, so they will home in on beauty related comments, won't they? But it goes on all over. It's not just the beauty community. And it can be hurtful, but it's just, I just want to, I don't know, I'm never putting things right. I just want to reassure people, really, that take absolutely no notice, you know, because they want you to take notice. Their very aim, their very purpose is to hurt. And really, really feel sorry for them. I know they're awful. I know it's awful things they say. But imagine being that person. It's got to be worse, hasn't it? It's got to be worse to be that person and have that mindset to set out to hurt somebody. I'd hate to be that person. I'd hate to have that in my mind, you know. I'd rather have wrinkles, bags, saggy neck and crow's feet and everything else rather than have that kind of mindset. So that was really the two things that I wanted to speak to you about. I suppose they're kind of related things, really, aren't they? You know. Don't worry about things that you can't fix. Don't worry. If you can do it and you want to do it and you've got the money to do it, do it. Don't let anyone say to you it's a waste of money doing that. If it makes you feel good, nothing's a waste of money. If it makes you feel how you should feel, how you want to feel, and you can financially do it, do it. Don't let anyone tell you shouldn't do it. You do what you feel is right. But if you can't financially go down that road, don't dwell on it. I would say don't dwell on it. Because I could look in the mirror 50 times a day and think, oh, there's another line, and there normally is. But just try to think on the positive you've got, I mean, any joys that you've got in your life. Or some people you might look and you think, well, what joys have I got? You know, I've got a disability, and got no very little money, I've got lines on my face. But you can find it if you want to. You can find the good in things. And now I'm not talking about people that are are desperately ill, terminally ill, having family members. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everyday life, just general. I'm not talking about when you have a specific huge worry, see the bright side. I don't mean that at all. If you've been heartbroken, see the bright side. I don't mean that. I just mean in everyday life, worrying about things like lines. And this is Rimmel's liquid lipstick. I just mean everyday life, what you think of and what you worry about in everyday life. That's it. That's me for today. I shall go and get dressed and I'll come back and see you again. Okay, so just a little get ready with me this morning. Not a tutorial as such, as I said, because I was just talking as I was putting my makeup onto you. But it's just a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. And I hope I come across clearly, because I'm trying to make up and talk at the same time, and I'm not good at multitasking. So I hope it came across clearly what I wanted to say. So I'll be off now, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again on Tuesday. Bye.